Hi guys, I'm Mark.
I'm Penny.
And we are the Oyster Boys, and we're back again with another Penny special today.
Yeah, wasn't supposed to be though, was it? Someone froze a keg.
Someone froze a keg, didn't they? Yeah, so we are doing a penny beer rather than a ace beer today.
Yeah.
So,
second penny beer of the day. Yeah, well this was, so we are, I think we mentioned the other crew, we joined a local homebrew club, and it was a mystery sort of, mystery back tombola, how would you call it?
It was a wild card ingredient competition. So you pick an ingredient out of a bag, and you've got to use that in a beer. I got floral, and you got
raspberries. Which, ironically, I mean, if true followers would know that I've done a really, really good raspberry beer before, but I said I can't do that, and we went to well, not Paysan, but the Curious Gnome, which is in Chester. If you know, it's like a Belgian beer sort of bar.
It's closed now.
No,
no, it hasn't. Sorry, yeah, come on.
And upstairs, and my missus had the Le Chouffe strawberry one,
nice.
And she really liked it. Said, "Oh, you should do something with your raspberry beer," and then it just all synced together. So I did.
So this is your Belgian raspberry.
Yes.
Beer.
So
it's quite chunky beer, 6.5%.
It's a Belgian blonde. Now I also entered it into a.
It won't be blonde if it's got raspberries in, I wouldn't think.
Well, no. But I also entered it into a homebrew competition under, was it 29C or 29B?
29B fruit beer.
So it was a fruit beer with added sugars.
Yes.
It's classed under, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So should we get it in a glass, and we can talk about. We'll talk about the flavour, and then obviously we can talk about the score as well to see what the professionals thought of it. Oh, nice smoke!
Just smoke.
Yeah.
Smoke. And there we go, the classic penny raspberry beer colour coming through straight away. And this is bottled off the keg, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I mean, come on. I mean, they always look good, don't they? Your raspberry beers.
Smell it straight away.
Straight away, you can't you? I'll just put that over there.
That's great, doesn't it?
It does.
It's a raspberry beer. Well, the other one looks great.
It's like it really is. Even from here, that sort of like sweet tart raspberry smell.
Yes.
Goes straight in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The head on this one seems to be. I mean,
it's only got 100 Carapils in, so it's not nothing crazy.
But
and obviously the other one had a lot of wheat in it because it was 50% wheat malt. This one is less, and I forgot what it was.
So I mean, you wouldn't expect a Belgian blonde to be clear, and this one isn't clear, which is fine.
No.
It's kind of a bit hazy. You can see through it just. I'm going to give it 7.9 on the way it looks.
Yeah.
I think it's
I mean,
an attractive beer. Love that little tinge of pink in the head as well.
Yeah, if I was expecting a lager and we've got that. I mean, it's. I think the other one, when I did the wheat, it had more like a gleam to it almost. I don't know, just sort of
different. I mean, it's a completely different beer though.
I know. I would give it a 7.
Okay, I'm just gonna go in for a sniff. Wow, yeah. I mean,
it's so raspberry, but it's sweet raspberry, isn't it?
Did you use more raspberry in this one than you did in the blowing raspberries?
So no, it was how many dog poo bags?
The standard unit of
measurement. No, it was the same raspberries amount. It's the exact same raspberries. So I've even got a fly that's loved it that much. He's gone, oh, I'm having a bit of that. It was the. Oh God, I'm trying to think because Aldi stopped doing it. So it was from Sainsbury's. So it was like 6 bags, £15 worth of raspberries that went into it. So
it's a lot.
It was a lot.
I'll put on the screen how many raspberries in weight that actually is at the bottom. How much that is, unless you know.
2.4 kilograms.
In what, 19 litres? Is it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it was a lot. Try cleaning that out your sink when you're cleaning your fermentation bucket.
Oh, man, it's so much stuff now. So many beers that I make with the biggest dry hop editions that I just dump in the toilet.
Do you know what okay.
I just dump.
Imagine the guy going, Jesus, the shit's in Chester.
Now I get the Firmzilla, take it in the house, I just pour it into the toilet, and then sometimes Danielle's like,
have you been sick?
What's happened? Because I'll do it and then I'll think, I'll flush it in a bit. I'll go and do something else. You open the touch, like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, so I mean, I almost blocked the sink doing stuff like that. So I don't anymore.
I need one of the things that they have in America where it like blends it as it goes down. As you see, they're like the.
Oh, and then you can make it into a smoothie.
It's good to see that. Right.
Smell wise,
smell great. I mean,
oh yeah,
I'm gonna give that a 9 because that is delicious.
I'm gonna give that a 9.
So I'll tell you one I don't get from it, because obviously it's the Belgian beer. Candi Sugars went into it. I think I've got it down there. I think it's about 500 ml. It was they'd ran out of the actual the hard stuff, so it was the liquid that you pour in.
Oh really?
Yeah. So everyone must have the same idea. But I don't think you get that. You know, sometimes when you get leth and you smell leth, and you can almost get that sort of Candi Sugar sweetness. You don't get that. It's pure raspberry.
I think we'll talk about what the judges said in a bit.
Okay.
But let's taste it. Let's taste it. Cheers.
Wow.
You get more tartness in the raspberry, I think, in the drink.
It's very tart
than you do in the smell. Like the smell of the raspberries, it smells sweet, but the taste of the raspberries is tart.
Yeah,
it is tart, isn't it? So, should we talk about what the judges said while we're talking about the taste?
Sure.
Okay, so
hit me while I'm down.
So we Penny entered this into the.
I was just happy it got there.
Which one was it? It was the National Homebrew competition.
It
was the London Amateur Brewers LAB Open.
Okay,
I think it was. So any beer style.
Well, there's a lot of people that entered it.
Anything you want. Huge amount of people entered. Penny entered this one, and they kind of came back and said, it's a really good beer.
Yeah.
But it doesn't taste like a Belgian blonde.
Yeah, and it doesn't.
There's too much raspberry.
Yeah.
You've gone too far away from the base style.
And I couldn't agree more with the comments, because it's what I said to you when I think we tried a little bit.
Yeah, you said you couldn't taste the Candi Sugar, you couldn't taste that it was meant to be a Belgian beer.
Yeah, and I think the mouthfeel is not, it's too crisp, it's too thin, I find.
Yeah.
With a Belgian beer, you want that sort of...
You want it to be
not
like cloying, but a bit of coating.
A little coating on your tongue, and I don't get that. It's almost like not quite as a lager crispness, but it's crisp. For I don't know whether it's the sharpness of the berries, maybe give that crispness.
Yeah, I think it might be. I think if you were to make this beer again with less raspberry in it, I think you'd probably be closer to the mark for what you wanted. But I mean, I would say, and we have said this before, if you haven't entered any competitions, just do, because the feedback that you get on your beers from BJCP registered judges. Is much better than the feedback that you're going to get from your mates.
Yeah, but they'll always go, it's nice because they want more.
Yeah, I want more of your beer for free, so I'm going to tell you it's good.
Yeah.
Whereas you'll get based on it's not as, I'd say, scientifically formulated as the oyster score.
No,
they're not doing looks, aroma, taste, price, and sessionability, but they are doing
and they
looks,
don't put
aroma, and taste.
And they don't put decimal points in, which if you don't put decimal points in, you're crazy. So, but they don't give everything a 9 or a 10. So there you go.
That's also good. Yeah, 9, 10, or 0, the only 3 available scores. So, I would say enter things if you haven't entered things. We've done it before. We've entered competitions before and had great results.
Yeah.
We've entered competitions before and had shocking results.
We've entered competitions and the beer have not arrived as well.
Yeah, lost in the post. One that exploded when they opened it, which I'm blaming packaging issues.
It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games.
But then we've also had, I think what did you get? Third.
I got third. Yeah.
Not in the best in show, but third on the table.
Yeah.
And I've had one where I won the table.
Yeah.
So statistically, I'm the better brewer. Statistically.
Well, I can't argue that, can I? Because I haven't won the competition, so I don't know what I could say.
No. So please do enter, and again, and as well, if you're not involved in a local homebrew club, see if there is one and go to it, because we've been to our one for 3 or 4 months now, and I've taken beers. I've got beers at home that I thought, oh, this is well aged. I've got this mince pie Belgian double from Craft Beer Channel. Bought the kit from the malt mill and made that.
Where's the link?
What? Up there. but that beer is what, 2 years old? No, 2 years old. And I would have thought that's a well-aged homebrew.
Yeah.
And then we go to our local homebrew club, and there's guys there that are bringing like imperials that they've made.
Yeah, they've gone to Germany to buy the keg.
Yeah, like
the
to
barrel.
Barrel.
Yeah.
They've then aged them in oak barrels for like 6 years, and we're getting the privilege of trying those beers for. Well, it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
like, for nothing, you know. And
that was yeah, and it's
crazy. It's crazy.
And I think the good thing about this is this might score a bit differently, I think, at the competition because they won't judge it via style.
Yeah. So when you enter a competition, you're picking your style.
Yeah.
And your job
against that style
is to get the best beer that is closest to those style guidelines.
Yeah.
Absolutely, to the T on that one. You can't make a lager and then it be a bit off-piste. Because they'll be like, well, it's not a lager.
Yeah.
You know, you fail.
It could be the best beer in the world, but it's not the best lager, and that's what it's judged against. So.
Yeah, and I think one of them did say, oh, you should have entered this into a different category.
Yes. Yeah. So.
And you probably would have.
It's like winning a race for breaststroke doing front crawl. Well, it doesn't count, does it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
So, right. So, should we do? We done taste. We give our scores on taste. Did we give our scores on taste?
Do you want to do them again? I'll cut it if we haven't.
I don't think we did.
I don't think we did either.
No. Okay, so for taste, I would give that, I mean, I still think it's delicious. I think I need to play around with the malt bill. I'm going to give it an 8.
I'm not going to go as generous with you on the score because it's incredibly...
Because you've seen the results.
Yeah, it's incredibly tart.
Okay.
It's a really, really tart beer.
If you turn that into a sour, raspberry sour, I think that would... Anyway, then moving on.
That might be what they said on the...
Maybe, yeah.
I'd probably give it a 7.
Okay.
I'll try and steer away from the decimal points.
You're glad it wasn't a 0 then.
What do you think on price?
Price to it was £1.11 per pint. So
considering there was 15 quid's worth of raspberries in it.
Yeah, obviously that's skewed to score. Yeah, that's including the raspberry. Otherwise, it would be it's about
71p.
Yeah, 71p. The price of everything is. I mean, it's going up. But it's more expensive than when I first did the raspberry wheat.
But the raspberry wheat would be more expensive now, though.
Yeah. It's one of them. You're gonna have, if you're doing a fruit beer, you're gonna have to pay for it. I said 7.5.
Unless you can forage for it.
Do you find many wild growing raspberries?
Unless you can grow raspberries.
So, by the way, I'm growing Torberries, so Torbury wheat, which apparently is a cross between a raspberry and a blackberry, but sweeter.
That sounds good.
Sorry.
It's fine. Price-wise...
7.5.
6.9. It's over £1 a pint.
Sessionability.
It's not going to be pulling up trees.
Well, it's strong as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 6.5% and it's very tart.
5.
But have you had... I mean, you've got it on tap. Have you had 5 in a night?
No. Well, I'm not changing the score. 5.
Okay.
If that's all I had, I could, and that was all that was on draft, I could do 5.
Okay, yeah.
I wouldn't have any more.
I'd probably say 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Which I don't think
You're
it's
about
bad.
to have it on draft, and I could review the video. I've got 10 of them.
I'm not going to... What was it you said? I'm not going to change my score. So it's a 3.
A 3. Okay.
And that's the end of that chapter.
I know. So...
Oh, sorry. Here's the oyster score.
It's just my disappointing face.
There's lots of good takeaways, though, because it is still a really nice beer.
Yeah, it is.
Although it is very, very tart. But I suppose that's what
if you've got 6 bags of raspberries, do the raspberry wheat instead of that. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Because I think the raspberry wheat probably had more sweetness in left over from like the grain bill.
Yeah.
And this one, I think the yeast that you've used, which yeast did you use?
Just the Mangrove Jacks, just the
Belgian Abbey. Is it the Abbey yeast?
Yeah, I think you were laughing at me going, that's what you entered into a competition. It was like £2.30
I don't think I would have laughed at you, but maybe I would have laughed at you.
That's the last time I'm using this raspberries now. I've raspberried out.
So it's going to be Torberries.
Torberries maybe next year. I don't think there's enough to make a beer this year. But that's it now for
no more raspberries.
No more fruit for this year. Maybe I was thinking maybe a flirt with elderflower after I've tasted yours, but that's it now.
Surprisingly okay, I think actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smash like, hit subscribe, tell your friends. Catch you on the next one.
Yeah, we got some good stuff.